Hello students, welcome back to Tuition Masters, and today we are here with yet another chapter of Grade 10 CBSE, which is Fire and Ice. So this is our third chapter and second poem from First Flight after Dust of Snow. So in Dust of Snow, which was again written by Robert Frost, we discussed about how the author was sad and he became happy later on, right? And this is next poem again by the same author Robert Frost, Fire and Ice. So let's get started with today's session. So, first of all, remember to stay connected with us on Telegram, WhatsApp, Facebook, as well as Instagram. You get regular notifications, updates on our videos, and other important things on these platforms. Remember to click on these links when you get this session PDF and follow us on Instagram with the ID Master Tuitions. So, what are the session highlights what we're going to discuss today? So we are going to discuss the poem explanation stanza wise, themes of the poem, poetic devices. This is a very short poem, but yet it has many poetic devices as well as the message of the poem. So yes, let's do the stanza wise explanation again. It is as small as our dust of snow. So let's do this explanation now. So stanza 1 says that some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. Now, what's happening here? So, we are getting to know that author Robert Frost is telling that the world will end in two things, whether it may be fire or it may be ice. Okay. Now, what he have taste of desire, he hold with those who favor fire. Means he's telling that whoever is favoring fire, that due to fire the earth will perish. So he's telling I support them. So are we literally talking about fire and ice destroying it? No, it's actually not that. So let's understand the main meaning. So the poet presents two opposite views about the end of the world. He discusses two possibilities which might be the reason for the destruction of the world. He's telling that either world will be destructed and ended by the fire or ice. Now, what does fire actually mean here? Fire actually mean in this poem is the unending desires of human beings, the greediness, avarice again means nothing but greed only. Correct, it's nothing but greed. Anger, lust, uncontrolled. Lust is nothing but uncontrolled desire. That is lust. So here in this poem, Fire and Ice, Robert Frost says that by fire he's meaning about these bad qualities of human beings. The world may end when people have so much desires that we want this also, we want that also. They're greedy for money, correct? They have greed, avarice. They are angry with one another, and they have lust that we want this, we want that, we want money too much. We should be very happy with this. Greed also creates a fire. So he is telling that this fire also world may end. He findeth these human desires resembling fire in its nature. So these human desire, bad qualities resemble as fire. He has experienced desire and even saw its consequences. So that's why he knows that fire is very powerful to destruct. It's a very powerfully destructive force. It can destroy the whole world. And he sides with those people who believe that humanity or the world will be consumed by fire. Fire means all these things which we discussed by it. So this was the stanza 1 where poet is telling about fire. Now, in stanza 2, what's happening? If it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction, ice is also great and would suffice. Now, what happening here is if it had to perish twice, what is it here? It is nothing but earth. If earth had to perish here means die, means finish, or if earth had to finish twice. So author saying that he know enough of hate now. He doesn't want hatred. Now he says that if it had to perish twice for the second time, eyes would also be great for destruction and it would suffice. Suffice means it would be enough. It comes from the word sufficient. So he says that even ice would be very sufficient to could destruct the world for the second time after fire. So what the poet explains here, that though the poet believes that fire itself is most likely to way to destroy the humanity itself, but he also feels that human beings are so capable of destruction that they can bring destruction for more than once also. If they destructed earth once, they will bring it one more time. So what does eyes refer here? So eyes is referring here as another method for ending the world and everything related to it, aligning it with hatred. So the main motto behind using eyes is hatred, indifferences, correct, coldness. All of these qualities in people bring numbness to our minds and make us insensitive and cruel, due to which even the earth may end. Correct, like fire meant what? Fire meant the greed, avarice, the lust, uncontrollable desires. All of those were the fire. But eyes is nothing but hatred for one another, indifferences between people that bring numbness to our mind. It makes our mind weaker, due to which it may also end the world. So, thus, either method would be sufficient to bring about the inevitable end of the earth. Inevitable end means, man, not controlled, or it's decided that earth will end. Obviously it will. So earth will end, but it will be either of this way. Either it will end in fire, or either it will end in ice. So this was the entire summary of the whole poem Fire and Ice. So let's discuss about the themes now. So, what are the themes? There are three major themes in this poem. First one is hatred. Hatred is related with fire. Not fire, sorry, ice. Hatred here relates to ice. That when the world will end in ice, there will be hatred among people. So, see this a very good quote. Hatred is the most destructive force on earth. It does the most damage to those who harbor it. So this is what hatred does. Hatred is a very bad thing. We shouldn't hate anyone. Due to which, if there is more and more hatred in the world may end in that way as well. Second one comes desire, relating to what? Relating to fire. In the first stanza we discussed, correct? So here it means the lust for money, then greediness to earn money. We will do anything to earn money. That is the desire human beings have. So they may fight also with each other to get money, but that is what the greediness is, right? And the most important and the major theme is end of the world. Why is it so? Because the author us is majorly that fire and ice, what is it doing? It is going to end the world. This is the a major theme of the poem. It's the major theme of the poem. How will the world end? So this was all about the themes also. Now let's move towards poetic devices. Now this poem was very short, but yet we have many poetic devices in it. So let's quickly go through all of them. So, first one is rhyming scheme. Rhyming scheme, we don't have stanza wise or line wise. It is a whole poem rhyme scheme. Okay, it is a triplet actually. So it is ABA, ABC, BCB. There are 9 lines in total. So there are this is what the rhyme scheme is: ABA, ABC, BCB. So let's see how it is. So let's move to our first stanza. See, fire. A. Fire, ice, is it matching? It's not matching, correct? So what will we put? B. Next, from what I've tasted, desire. So fire, desire, matching A. Then I hold with those who favor fire. So again A here. So we made the first triplet A B A. Now this is the second triplet, first one A. Now we will move towards the next one. So if it had to perish twice ice, it's matching. So it will be B. I think I know enough of hate. Hate is not matching with anything in the previous stanza. So C. Okay, then twice eyes in the previous one. So again B is also great. Hate and great. Is it matching? Yes, it is matching. C. And in the answer suffice. Suffice, ice, twice, all of them are matching. So B. So that's why we get a rhyming saying A B A, A B C, B C B. That's even a question in your NCRT book. In the question answer, this is a question that what is the rhyming scheme of this poem. Next, we have alliteration. Easy thing. What is alliteration? Repetition of what? Of letters, specifically consonants. Correct. So some say SS, world will, WW, favor, fire, FF. So these are all the words which are repeating alliteration. Correct. Next is imagery. Imagery is that when an author or poet write in words without any pictures, but the reader's imagination makes it like it's a real thing. Correct. They start to imagine the exact thing. For example, think about I am telling you, close your eyes and think that you are in a beautiful park. There are greenery trees everywhere, right? And there are children playing. Some are eating their food. Or then you can say there is a small water fountain. There are butterflies on the roses. So you can imagine, right, how the garden looks. So that's what I did. I did imagery. I used imagery in my words. Correct. So what happened? In this poem, the poet has tried to create the image of how fire and ice will consume the world. How will it end the world? That imagery is made in the reader's mind. Next is paradox. Paradox means impossible thing. The things which are impossible, it may not happen or it will not happen. But if it had to perish twice, this is the thing which is paradox here. So, Earth. Earth is finished once. Can it return back and again finish one more time? No. It when if it finishes, it will finish once and for all. Correct. Similarly for human beings, if human beings die, do they come back then again live their life again die? No, right? It's impossible. So if it had to perish, right, that's what the author is telling here. So that is paradox here. It cannot come back to life, die again, and happen like that. It's not possible, right? Next one is enjambment. Enjambment was even there in our previous poem Dust of Snow, correct? So what it is, in a stanza itself there are sentences. So for example, where is the first stanza? Yes, here. Some say the world will end in ice, some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. One sentence in one stanza. Then, from what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. Another sentence. So in one sentence, one stanza only, there are two sentences. That is what enjambment is, right? So here we have taken example of from what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. This is one whole sentence, that no problem is there is a full stop also at the end. So that is nothing but enjambment. Next is symbolism. Symbolism means that the qualities or the major pillars like liberty, justice, greediness, poor, rich, sweet, bitter, all of this. If we want to symbolize that in one element in a poem or in a story, we use symbolism. How? Here, desire, greed, lust, conflict is represented by one element, that is fire. Similarly, cruelty, intolerance, coldness, hatred, indifferences, it's represented by ice. So, ice itself is representing these many things, it's symbolizing these many things, and same goes for fire. So, that is symbolism. Next come antithesis. Antithesis means two different views. Okay, it means that two different views are being represented here. What is it? It's very clear. In which sentence this? Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. So, what's happening here? There is two things. World will end. Okay, world will end in which way? It will end in fire also, it will end in ice also. That's what the poet is doing here. Poet puts a sense of antithesis in the poem so that we get to know that there are two different views here. It may even end in fire, it may even end in ice also. We don't know what will happen. So these are two things which have different views. in the antithesis here. Next one is anaphora. Anaphora means repetition of words or phrases. That is what anaphora is. So here, what is the anaphora? Some say and some say. Some say the world will end in fire. Some say in ice. So these two words are some say are being repeated. So that becomes an anaphora. Last one, easy one, personification. I hope you all know, giving qualities of human beings to non-living things. So what is here non-living? The poet is personifying fire and ice. Personifying fire and ice by giving them power and mind to destroy anything. So your fire and ice are non-living thing, but yet they're given the power to destroy anything. So destruction can be caused by human beings, right? But still fire and ice are giving the power, so they're non-living. So it's being personified. Now last one is the message of the poem. So what message we are getting here? Through the poem, we get to know that poet wants to convey that the world will come to an end either by fire or by ice. This is for sure. It will end either in fire, either in ice. That's what the poet is telling us in this poem. Fire here stands for what? It stands for the desire, greediness, the avarice, the lust, all of these things. Correct. And ice symbolizes what? Hatred and rigidity. Correct. Rigidity as in indifferences. Correct. Indifferences and the hatred. Ice is representing this, whereas fire is representing the greediness. Correct. The more we satisfy our greed, more it increases. If you want to if you have a greed that I want 10 rupees, you got it, then you will have more greed. No, I want 15 also, then also got it. No, I want 20 also. The more the greediness, how much ever it satisfied, the more and more it will keep on increasing. So similarly is hatred also. It is ruining humans slowly. When humans are hating each other for no reasons, so when they hate each other, people hate and there is no social interactivity. So that will also ruin the human beings. So this is the main message the poem is trying to convey over here. That is fire and ice. Correct. So I hope students this poem is totally clear and all the poetic devices are done. So thank you so much for watching to this video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and also don't forget to watch our shorts where you get to know very amazing formulae within 1 minute. Correct. So I'll be seeing in the next video. Till then, take care and goodbye.